Hello everyone, my name is Sunika, and in today's video, we're diving into model-driven app interview questions. Whether you're preparing for an interview or just want to enhance your knowledge, this video is packed with all the important questions you need to know. I'll cover a range of topics, from basic concepts to advanced scenarios, to help you ace your next interview. So, make sure to watch till the end and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tech content. Let's get started. Sure, I'd be happy to help answer these model-driven app questions. Question 1. What are model-driven apps in Power Platform? Model-driven apps are a type of app in Microsoft Power Platform that focus on data and business processes. They provide a component-based approach to app development, primarily using the common data service, Dataverse, to model and manage data. Question 2. How do model-driven apps differ from Canvas apps? Approach. Model-driven apps are data-driven and built using a model-driven approach, whereas Canvas apps are UI-driven and built using a drag-and-drop interface. Data source. Model-driven apps typically use Dataverse, while Canvas apps can connect to a wide variety of data sources. Complexity. Model-driven apps are suited for complex business processes, while Canvas apps are more flexible and can be tailored to specific user experiences. Question 3. Can you explain the architecture of a model-driven app? The architecture of a model-driven app includes Dataverse, acts as the underlying data platform. Entities, tables in Dataverse that store data. Forms, used to create and edit data within entities. Views, lists of records from an entity. Business logic includes workflows, business rules, and process flows to automate and enforce business processes. Security, role-based security to control access to data and features. Question 4. What are the key components of a model-driven app? Entities, data structures that define and store information. Forms, user interfaces for data entry and display. Views, predefined ways of displaying lists of records. Dashboards, aggregated views of data from multiple entities. Business process flows, visual guides to help users complete tasks. Question 5. What are the different types of views available in model-driven apps? Public views, available to all users and often used for default data presentation. Personal views, created by users for personal use. System views, default views provided by the system. Associated views, display related records in a subgrid. Question 6. Can you explain the different types of relationships in model-driven apps? One-to-many, one, and one record from the primary entity is associated with many records from the related entity. Many-to-one and one many records from the primary entity are associated with one record from the related entity. Many-to-many and records from both entities can have multiple associations with each other. Q7. What is business rules in model-driven apps? Business rules in model-driven apps are logic-based rules that automate and enforce business processes without writing code. They can be used to set field values, validate data, show or hide fields, and enable or disable fields based on specific conditions. Question 8. What are workflows and how do they differ from Power Automate flows? Workflows. In-app automation processes that run within Dataverse. They can be triggered manually, automatically based on specific events, or on a scheduled basis. Workflows can be synchronous, real-time, or asynchronous, background. Power Automate flows. Cloud-based automation processes that connect multiple services and applications. They offer broader integration capabilities, more flexibility, and a wider range of triggers and actions compared to traditional workflows. Question 9. How do you manage security roles and permissions in model-driven apps? 1. Create or edit security roles. Navigate to the Power Platform Admin Center or Dynamics 365 settings, then go to Security and select Security Roles. 2. Define privileges. Customize the security role by specifying privileges for different entities, e.g., read, write, delete, and tasks. 3. Assign roles. Assign the security roles to users or teams to control their access and permissions within the app. Question 10. What is field-level security and how is it implemented? Field-level security controls access to specific fields within an entity. 1. Enable field-level security. Enable security on the desired field. 2. Create a field security profile. Define a profile that specifies permissions read, update, create for the secured fields. 3. Assign the profile. Assign the field security profile to users or teams to enforce the defined permissions. Question 11. What are calculated and Rollup fields? Calculated fields. Fields that use formulas to perform calculations based on other fields within the same record. They are created by setting a field type to calculated and defining the formula. Rollup fields. Fields that aggregate data from related records, such as summing up values. They are created by setting a field type to Rollup and defining the aggregation logic. Q12. How do you implement and debug plugins in model-driven apps? 1. Develop the plugin. Use .NET C# to create the plugin logic. 2. Register the plugin. Use the plugin registration tool to register the plugin with Dataverse. 3. Debug the plugin. Attach the debugger to the Dynamics 365 process or use tracing to debug and identify issues. Q13. How do you use Dataverse Web API for integrating model-driven apps with external systems? 1. Authenticate. Use OAuth to authenticate to Dataverse. 2. Perform CRUD operations. Use the Web API endpoint to create, read, update, and delete Dataverse data. 3. Send HTTP requests. Construct and send HTTP requests to interact with Dataverse entities and data. 4. Handle responses. Process responses and manage errors to ensure smooth integration. Question 14. How to manage hierarchical security in model-driven apps. 1. Define a security role with hierarchy settings. Create or edit a security role that enables hierarchical security. 2. Assign the role. Assign the hierarchical security role to users. 3. Configure hierarchy relationship. Set up the hierarchy by specifying managers and their subordinates. 4. Control data access. Ensure the hierarchical security role allows managers to access data of their subordinates according to the defined permissions. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this. Your support means a lot to me. If you have any suggestions for improvement or topics you'd like me to cover in the future, please leave a comment below. I've put a lot of hard work into creating this video, and I hope it has been valuable to you. Thanks again, and see you in the next video.